Hello everyone, hope you're great. Today I want to go a little bit deeper on personal change, and I'm installing new habits in our life and why there's so much resistance and why we resist change so much. So let's start off with a little bit of brain structure. I'm speaking with you now through the prefrontal cortex, the rational mind, and that's the part of our mind that develops later in life throughout adolescence and into early adulthood. But our primitive brain and the brain that we share with other species, the brainstem, and the brain that we share with other mammals, our limbic brain, emotional brain, those we don't have direct control over. And those often work at cross purposes with the rational mind. Say, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds, and my conscious mind wants that, but oftentimes the limbic brain and the brainstem, the limbic brain in particular, gets in the way from that happening. Because why? Because the main role of our brain is to keep us safe. And in evolutionary terms, that was the correct response. Back when we lived in caves, way pre-civilization, even pre-agricultural age, during the hunter-gatherer age, well, if we made changes too rapidly, too quickly, then it meant real threat. It even meant a high probability of death. If we saw aggression in pre-verbal times, before we had developed languages throughout the world, when we were communicating with other tribal members or people from other tribes, if we noticed any sense of aggression or anger in their body language and facial expression, well, that could constitute life or death. If we went and took a different pathway and ran into animals or another tribe, that could mean death. If we tried a new fruit or berry, it could be poisonous. So it was very much in our interest to be afraid of change and to stick within our comfort zone. But of course, in today's world, our brain hasn't had time to catch up in evolutionary terms with the changes in our external reality for most of us, most of the time. So we need to come up with a multi-pronged approach and understand the brain and understand what we need to do to coalesce ourselves and to persuade and influence our brain to accept change, at least incrementally. If we overwhelm ourselves, then it's going to be counterproductive, and our brain's going to completely resist our efforts to change. But through an incremental approach and coalescing our limbic brain and our limbic brain in particular, but coalescing and working with it and giving it many reasons to change and incrementally making the changes, then we're working with the grain of our brain and we're facilitating and getting our whole brain in a more harmony towards a concerted effort towards changing our habits and moving towards our goals more efficiently and more productively. Some things you can do is, one thing you can do is learn. This is part of the limbic system, the hippocampus, the memory center. We want to feed that with lots of reasons to change. If we learn, watch videos on what's not healthy foods, if we watch videos on healthy foods, what and why, and the impacts it has on our body, brain, and energy, and our health and lifespan. If we educate ourselves on the benefits of exercise and all those many reasons, all the many benefits that exercise has to our health, energy, lifestyle, and confidence, and the brain functioning, the neurochemistry. If we do those kind of things, that's one direction towards impressing the impressing the limbic brain with reasons to change. And another strategy is visualization. When we visualize our ideal self, our ideal goal, and we feel positive emotions towards it, we start to create a neural pathway, and we start giving the limbic brain reasons to change, and we start giving yourself a new identity. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it breaking the habit of being yourself. So you can create a new identity, say upgrade in one sense your life through regularly in the morning or in the evening or any time, preferably every day, visualizing yourself as already achieving the goal. So if you see yourself with your ideal body weight, feel your confidence, visualize your health records, your blood panels, and health checkups being at their ideal or in a peak state. If you visualize the energy you'll have, how confident you'll feel when you're in social environments, potential benefits to your lifespan, your health span. So when you do all that and you do it regularly, you imprint and feel positive emotion. you actually create a new identity, you create a new belief, you imprint a new upgraded version of yourself into your limbic brain, and then your behavior will much more easily, with less friction, follow. And that'll really help you install new habits and have the motivation and be more in internal harmony and congruence to make change happen. So of course, something else you need to do is decide exactly what habit it is and what change you're going to make every day, and find a place that's compatible in your schedule to do it through self-awareness, through self-knowledge, and through meditation and understanding your peak energies, the time of the day, as well as being mindful of your daily schedule and when it fits within that daily schedule. Say you want to start exercising for 30 minutes every day. Well, you may want to start with 5 or 10 minutes of exercise, or breaking your exercise up into 4 to 10 different segments. You might do 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, 10 minutes on the treadmill, and maybe some different weight exercises with dumbbells or a barbell. So then that might be more manageable, more interesting for you, and easier to do, rather than just jumping on the treadmill right away and doing 30 minutes, because that may be too boring for you, or if you're running, it might be too strenuous for you. So come up with something that's going to be manageable, and that you're going to somewhat enjoy, and it's going to be less limbic resistance, less friction for you to adopt that new habit. So once you understand the brain, understand that I'm speaking with you through the conscious mind, I might want and say that I want to be in my perfect body weight, in perfect health, and I want to make these 5 different habit changes to my diet, to my sleep schedule, to my daily routine, to my exercise. Of course, it's peerless to try to make all those changes at once. You pick one or two at a time and then reinforce them. But once you do something for a number of days, then it becomes a habit, and it becomes more automatic, and you're ready to take on more habits. And they stack. You build confidence. Once you've made changes to 4 or 5 habits over the period of a few months or several weeks, then it builds your confidence, and you build your belief in yourself to take on even more changes, and perhaps even more challenging habits, more challenging maybe exercise routines. So that's it for today. A quick recap. Prefrontal cortex, logical, rational mind, the conscious mind, that's what I'm speaking to you through now. That's the one that says it might want to be its ideal body weight. But then you have the limbic brain, which includes the amygdala, the emotional center, and the memory center. That's in the unconscious, and we can influence it directly through our conscious mind, but we can't access it directly. We need to influence it through our prefrontal cortex over time, through visualization, through learning, through coming up with a specific plan, through thinking about all the reasons why you want to change, visualizing both the goal of your ideal body weight and how you'll feel in vivid imagery, as well as visualizing the daily process, the things that you're going to do, and step by step specifically what the exercise program is, what the specific habit is, what foods you're going to eat, what foods you're not going to eat. Even visualize yourself going to the grocery store and not buying certain items that are detrimental to your health. Visualize yourself making the appointment with your doctor, getting the health checkups, and looking and visualize yourself incorporating all that information into your mental processing. And over time, through the visualization and through the learning, you build a new identity. You will feel new emotions, how it will feel like to be your ideal self. You will start living that way. Your behaviors will start to change, and you will with less friction incorporate new habits and new behaviors into your daily routine. Until next time, bye-bye.